Hey there, how you doing tonight? My name is Andy, and this is Draw Something. What I'm going to be doing for the next couple hours is taking requests to draw things. Got my piece of paper and pencil right here. So to start off, okay, so I've making a couple differences, making a couple changes from my previous streams. So if you'd like for me to draw something, and if you make a drawing request, I'll draw whatever you ask me to draw here on the paper. And if you like what you see and you want to have your drawing to keep, I can, if you email me at tollboothpublishers1@gmail.com, I will send you the colorized version of the drawing. I'll colorize the drawing after the stream. Let me bring up the slideshow that was up just a minute ago. So yeah, I have ultimately colorized the drawings that I do. These are some of the ones from last week. These were all just ones I did myself. I did a challenge last week where I was drawing animals in 5 minutes or less. And also, if you look here on the wall behind me, I've got a lot of drawings I've done colorized and printed out. So, if you want to make a drawing request me to draw something, I will draw it for you. And if you want to see it colorized, I will be posting it on my Facebook and Instagram accounts, which are on the screen. And I also will email it to you, the colorized version, digitally. Just send me a message at tollboothpublishers1@gmail.com, and I can get that colorized drawing to you. I'll send a digital file to you, and you can keep it. So for right now, I'm gonna go ahead and start by drawing something up for myself. So my parents just went to San Francisco this last week, and one of the things that my stepmom saw that thought might give me some inspiration was the water taxis. So I'm gonna go ahead and draw a water taxi, and as an extra challenge, I'm gonna set a timer for myself to try and do it in under 5 minutes. So let me go ahead and start the timer here. I haven't found a way to get it on screen yet. Hopefully I can figure that out in the near future. But for right now, got the timer started at 5 minutes and go. Okay. So I'll go ahead and start drawing the body here. Alright, so I got it sketched out and I'm tracing it over. And this little stripe here is going to have the checkerboard pattern that signifies it's a taxi, not just a regular boat. That trademark black and white checkerboard pattern. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and draw the this next tier, I guess. Got some windows here. I'll go ahead and draw the next little thing here on top. Looks like I'm down to about 3 minutes on the timer. I'm going to go ahead and draw the little propeller here on the bottom to propel it forward, of course. I don't really like how that looks. Let me go ahead and redraw that. And I'll just go ahead and go the extra mile and give it a face. This is a upcoming. This is a book that I'm just starting work on tentatively. It's a children's book about a water taxi. So I'll go ahead and give it eyes and a mouth. There we go. And I think that'll pretty much do it. Looks like I'm down to 2 minutes now. I'll go ahead and stop the timer here because I think I'm done. So go ahead and do a date and initial. There we go. Alright, so if you're watching this and you want to just throw a request out there for me to draw, it could be a giraffe with a top hat and a monocle, or a... a lot of the past requests I've had are a taco cat. I've had a cactus wearing a backwards hat and sunglasses, a shark in a business suit, a Viking duck playing soccer. Just any crazy request that pops into your head. If you want to see me draw it out on paper, just drop your request in the chat. If you're on Twitch, drop it in the chat. If you're on if you're on Twitch or YouTube, it looks like I should usually stream on Facebook, but it's not really working tonight for reasons I haven't figured out yet. So I'm just on Twitch and YouTube tonight. But if you're on either of those, if you're watching on one of those platforms, just drop a request in the chat if you want to see me put something here on the paper. For right now, I'll go ahead and figure out the next thing I'm going to draw here. Hey there, Scupdog on YouTube. How are you doing tonight? Good to see you here. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and draw... I'm going to draw a beaver eating ice cream. It's just a random thing that just popped into my head. Once again, I'm going to set the timer for myself. Scoop Dog, got it. Thank you for that. Thank you for the correction there. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and start drawing a beaver eating ice cream. That's what I'm gonna do. All right. So I got the body drawn out. Go ahead and draw the cone. All right. Drawing the tongue out here. Gonna get the rest of the mouth. me check the timer here. Oh, I got under 3 minutes left. Alright, go ahead and draw the tail here. Alright, I think that'll do. I should have added more of a furry texture to his body. Thank you, Scoop Dog. I really appreciate it. Let me go ahead and date initial it here. There we go. Beaver with ice cream. Certainly going to need it. Where I'm living right now, it is 107 degrees outside. Here in the Tri-Cities, Washington, it is... It's been crazy. I haven't gone outside much. Scoop Dog. That is an awesome request. Let me go ahead and get that started for you. Alright, so a night drawing a flamingo. Alright, let me see here. So, alright, got the helmet drawn. I'm just tentatively sketching out the design here. Maybe draw out the sword or trace out the sword. Alright, there we go. Go ahead and trace out the flamingo's body. Yeah, I'm gonna actually give the flamingo kind of a fierce expression. Alright, let me go ahead and start tracing this guy over here. got the arms. You know, there probably was some country way back in the Middle Ages that where they rode flamingos instead of the traditional horses, or let me go ahead and redraw that line there. Where they rode flamingos instead of horses, or yeah, horses. Horses are usually what they would ride. But here we got a flamingo. Scoop Dog, I'm glad you're liking it so far. I'm going to go ahead and have the flamingo breathing fire. Just think that'd be a funny little extra detail to have there. Hey, Gummy Dog on YouTube. Good to see you here again. Yes, Petunia from Happy Tree Friends. I can get on that after I'm finished with Scoop Dog's request here. All right, there we go. I think that's just about good. All right, there we go. Let me go ahead and finish this up here. This is for Scoop Dog. Let me capitalize the S. It's a capital S I can see on the screen. Scoop Dog 2 on YouTube. Let me go ahead and date and initial it. And I'll bring up the full screen view so you can see the whole thing larger. There we go. Night flying fire-breathing flamingo. All right, and Gummy Dog on YouTube wants me to draw Petunia from Happy Tree Friends. Scoop Dog Happy Tree Friends is it's a flash cartoon that has a bunch of really cutesy animals that get maimed and killed, and it's a very violent cartoon starring really cutesy, innocent looking animals. It's pretty funny. Alright, so let me go ahead and... Okay, so Petunia's the blue squirrel character. Okay, cool. Scoop Dog, I'm glad you like your drawing. If you want to see this fully colorized, and I can email it to you. Oh, Yummy Dog, you're right, a skunk. Right, that makes a lot more sense. That's why she has the stripes. I got it. Scoop Dog, if you want to see your this drawing fully colored, I'm going to post it fully colored on my Facebook and Instagram that I have over here on the screen. If you want to have it colorized and sent to you, I can just email me at the tollboothpublishers1@gmail.com address, and I can send you a colorized version of this when I've colorized it, and you can keep it. But right now, let me... Okay. Alright, so Petunia from Happy Tree Friends. The skunk. Alright, so I got the oval head. I just got a little flower on her forehead. Alright, drawing a little arrow-like stripe on her head. Alright, have a good night, Scoop Dog. Thank you for the request. Have a good night. Alright, so give her a big ol' smile. Draw her tongue inside her mouth. Alright, looks like I got the head pretty much figured out. Let me get on to the next part here. So she's got some pretty simple arms. Just a round body. Alright, there we go. Then I'll go ahead and draw her tail, which is a big old tail. Alright, let me go ahead and start tracing this over. For those who just tuned in, this is Petunia from the Happy Tree Friends cartoons. Definitely a series I watched quite a bit when I was younger, even if maybe I shouldn't have been watching it. Alright, drawing over the flower. I think it's a daisy. Something. It looks like a daisy. Alright, trace over the head here. Oh, Gummy Dog, if you want to see this cartoon, or if you want to see your drawing in full color, hold on a second. If you want to see your drawing in full color, I can email it to you. If you just email me at tollboothpublishers1@gmail.com, I can email you the colorized drawing when I've got it done. I'll probably have it done in the next day or two. And then I can email it to you and you can have it to keep. It'll be a digital file. Normally it's usually a PNG is usually what I go with. Do you just have an email account, Gummy Dog? If you have just an email and you put that address in and just send me a message to that address, that'll be good. You don't have to have a Gmail address specifically, just an email. Alright, looks like I got the character all drawn out, so now I'm gonna go ahead and I think in classic Happy Tree Friends fashion, I should have her about to get violently maimed. So let me go ahead and draw a spiked ball on a chain about to smack into her. Let me reposition that spike there on the front. Just be moved a little more to the right. There we go. Alright, there we go. Got Petunia with a spiked ball about to hit her right in the face. That looks like something straight out of a Happy Tree Friends cartoon. Alright, so let me go ahead and write your name here, Gummy Dog. Let me go ahead and bring up the full view. There we go. Let me go ahead and straighten it out here. So, Gummy Dog, what do you think? Alright, good. You like it? Good. I'm glad. Alright, let me go ahead and work on something else here. Got a clean sheet of paper. Start drawing something else here. I'll go ahead and start try drawing one of the other Happy Tree Friends characters. There's one in particular that I remember distinctly. Let me see here. Lumpy the Moose. I love his design. Let me go ahead and start on it. Just kind of have this big, tall, round cylinder. Got a big old snout coming out here. Gummy Dog, I think I'm gonna at least try drawing one other. I don't have any ideas off the top of my head right now, and I do kind of feel like, you know, drawing some Happy Tree Friends characters now that I think about it. So I'll go ahead and do that for the time being. I'll eventually move on to something else, but for right now, this sounds good. Alright, there we go. So alright, go ahead and draw his antlers here. One of them's upside down. I'm sure I can do cuddles after Lumpy. Let me go ahead and start tracing over some of this so it's a little easier to see. Alright. Draw his big, goofy looking teeth. Alright, there we go. Alright, there we go. There's Lumpy. Gummy Dog, honestly, you know, you can see it as a good idea or a bad idea. It depends on your point of view. Alright, let me go ahead and figure out a way for Lumpy to get not get dead. Let's find a way for Lumpy to get dead. So is so for his pal Petunia, she got hit with a spiked ball. For Lumpy, let's see here. I guess I could do like a. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go a little over the top here. I'm gonna have a crocodile or an alligator, one or the other. Make his mouth a little bit wider. So yeah, go ahead and have a crocodile here. But instead of it just being a crocodile, I'm gonna make it even more absurd. Gonna go ahead and add a some dynamite onto the crocodile, just to up the stakes a little bit. So yeah, I got some dynamite. Gonna have a timer connected to the dynamite, so it's about to blow up. Here, let me go ahead and trace this over here. So yeah, you got this crocodile with a bomb strapped to its body that's lunging towards Lumpy here, and he's just not even aware of what's happening. He's just totally checked out. I gotta admire someone who lives that carefree. Just, you know, just takes life as it comes. Doesn't care one way or the other. Alright, go ahead and draw the clock here. Draw out the rest of the dynamite. Gummy dog? Yeah, that's a good idea. I'll go ahead and do that on the next drawing. Alright, go ahead and add some teeth to the alligator. I think the way that you normally distinguish alligators from crocodiles is in their mouth shape with their teeth. When their jaw is shut, it's like you can tell if the teeth are sticking out, it's a crocodile. If they're not sticking out, it's an alligator or something like that. But his jaw is wide open, so I can't really tell it was one or the other. But whatever he has a bomb strapped to his body, and he's about to blow the heck up, and anyone within a 50-mile radius. And well, Lumpy's right here, and he just doesn't seem to care one way or the other. Again, gotta admire someone who's that carefree. Alright, I think I'm done with this drawing here, so let me go ahead and write Gummy Dogs name here so I can be sure who this was requested by. And I'll go ahead and bring up the full view, full screen view, so you can see it a little better here. Yeah, so Lumpy from Happy Tree Friends about to get attacked by a crocodile with a dynamite bomb strapped to his chest. Because why not? I'm sure there's got to be a Happy Tree. I don't know if Happy Tree Friends is still going, but I wouldn't be surprised if there was an episode where an animal with a bomb strapped to his chest lunges at Lumpy and bad stuff happens. But alright, there we go. So on to the next drawing request. Once again for Gummy Dog. And Gummy Dog, I'm glad you liked it. Alright, so Cuddles. I think Cuddles is a bunny from what I remember. Let me look this up. Yes, he's a bunny. He's a bunny with bunny slippers. I love that. That is hilarious. And it got canceled in 2016. Okay, yeah. I wasn't sure. I kind of stopped following it after a while. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and start drawing Cuddles. Alright. Let me redraw that other ear. It's a little off. Alright, that's a little better. Okay. It's got this big old puff of hair here. Also, I love how both him and Petunia have these little heart noses. They just try to make these characters as cute as possible, only for them to get brutally maimed at every turn. It really is honestly kind of a brilliant concept. And I'm going to actually make his face a little bit larger, a little bit longer, so I can make his mouth wider for a comedic effect. There we go. That's a big, wide mouth right there. And, yep, Gummy Dog, I remembered that. I will draw him sitting down and with a bomb. Looks like I already got the screaming part covered with his mouth super wide open. I'm looking at going off a drawing I looked up, but his mouth isn't nearly as wide as it is as I've drawn it here. Also going to make his eyes, his pupils a little bit smaller too, to just amplify the effect. Alright, so go ahead and draw this. Alright, so he's sitting down. Got another simple little round body. And he's holding a bomb. That is the one of the two specific details Gummy Dog wanted me to include. So we go ahead and draw that. And I'll also give the bomb a cute little face too, just to, you know, it goes with the theme. right. Alright, draw his belly there. And of course, I gotta get the bunny slippers that this bunny is wearing. I just love these little details they added in. Giggles getting killed by Flippy or Flickpy. Sure, I can probably do that next. Alright, let me go ahead and start tracing this over. Alright, there we go. Draw his giant screaming mouth. Draw his other little blush mark or dimple. Alright, just making sure it's on the screen there and you can see it. Actually, I don't need to look at the drawing anymore. I've already traced it all out. Yeah, with him, with this drawing this screaming bunny, I really can't help but think of the raving rabbits. That's another childhood memory right there. Is all the hours I spent playing the original Rayman Raving Rabbids game for the Wii. That was a classic in our house. Did stuff like throwing cows, launching them miles through the air. It was a blast. Really, it was. It was honestly, it was a really fun game as a kid. It had a twisted sense of humor. Not as twisted as Happy Tree Friends. There wasn't any blood or gore, but it was still really irreverent. But alright, I think I just about have it done here. Yeah, I think that'll do. So that is once again for Gummy Dog on YouTube. Alright, let me go ahead and bring up the full view of this. There we go. That's Cuddles the rabbit, or bunny from Happy Tree Friends, holding a bomb that looks suspiciously, has a face suspiciously similar to his, although it's smiling rather than wide in horror. But yeah, there we go. That is the third Happy Tree Friends drawing I've done so far tonight. And why not one more? Gummy Dog requested Giggles being killed by Flippy. Let me look up those two characters. Huh. Oh, okay, I get it now. Okay, so that's Giggles, and Flippy is... Oh, he's the little army guy, okay. Alright, let me go ahead and start this. Okay, alright, so Chipmunk and a bear. Got it, cool. I'll go ahead and start on this then. Let me make this a little bit bigger. Alright, so start by drawing the ears. She's got a big old bow on top of her head. It's so cute. Until she dies. Then it's not so cute then. Okay. Once again, has the little cute little heart-shaped nose. Lumpy didn't have that, but all the other characters I've drawn so far from Happy Tree Friends have had the heart-shaped nose. And again, I just love that little detail that just makes it so innocent and so cute until violence happens. Alright, there we go. I think I got her basic body drawn. I'm just going to have her just kind of busy doing something. She's distracted while Flippy's going to be sneaking up behind her. And just because it's the first thing that popped into my head, I'm going to have her playing with a ping pong paddle. Ping pong paddle. P-A-D-D-L-E. Paddle. Just one of those that has the ball attached to it that you gotta keep bouncing, and it's actually really difficult if you try to keep it going. At least I think it's really difficult. I have tried it a number of times, and I've gotten decent at it, at keeping it bouncing, but it is honestly harder than it looks. Alright. Let me go ahead and just draw her legs as if she's just kind of bounding merrily along through the meadow. The happy little meadow with happy little trees. Starting to sound like Bob Ross. Bob Ross would probably like Happy Tree Friends before the violence happened. Then he might not be as much of a fan, I would assume. Oh, Marky Mark Y. Didn't even realize you were here. Welcome. Sorry, a little bit scatterbrained, but it was great. It's great to see you here. All right, blood and brain pieces. All right. I'll go ahead and do that. All right. Draw a little badge here on his hat. Then, go ahead and draw his crazy eyes here. And of course, even though he's about to go totally psychotic, he still has this cute little heart-shaped nose. Because of course he does. It's a Happy Tree Friends staple. Yes, Marky Mark, you are very sneaky. I wonder how long I kind of wonder how long you been here before I noticed you were here. I was looking at a reference pic, so I wasn't watching the chat. All right. There we go. This, I gotta admit, the content I'm drawing tonight goes really well with that soft, smooth jazz playing in the background. Just nice and low-key and peaceful while I'm drawing animals getting brutally maimed. Let me go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and draw Flippy with an axe. Let me figure this out here. Draw his body. He's got his army jacket and he's got a whistle, it looks like. Or no, those are dog tags. Okay. My mistake. Mark, were you ever familiar with the Happy Tree Friends cartoons? I'm guessing you would have already been like you would have probably already been out of high school or in college at the time that they came out. But I'm curious. Yeah, was it anything you ever got into, or was it just too grotesque? I can totally understand if it was too grotesque. It's definitely an acquired taste, not for everyone. Is not familiar. Okay. Yeah, basically, like Gummy Dog said in the chat, it's just a it's a series of web cartoons where a bunch of really cute looking innocent looking animals get violently maimed in various disturbing ways, and if you've got a really dark sense of humor, it can be hilarious. All right, let me go ahead and start tracing this over. I should have probably started that earlier. Need to find a better balance between sketching out and tracing, because I feel like I end up ultimately tracing a whole sketching out a whole bunch, and I have to spend a lot of the time just tracing over the same stuff, so it's not nearly as interesting just watching me trace over something I've already sketched out. So maybe like time myself, like, you know, every 4 or 5 minutes I can just trace over what I've already sketched out and then go back to sketching out more new stuff. I'm still new to the whole drawing on live on camera thing, so it's a work in progress. And I've watched a lot of other art streamers on Twitch that that do digital art, which is a lot different than what I'm doing here, just drawing traditional pencil and paper. And the reason I sketch out or what I'm drawing before I start tracing it over is because I feel like it's easier to fix mistakes that I might make. If I try to erase these solid pencil markings, it'll look a little more. You'll note, yeah, it'll look a lot less clean if I try to erase those than if I just try to erase these little light pencil marks I make initially. So that's usually why I sketch before I start making more solid outlines or tracing over it into solid lines. The only downside is it does end up taking more time to do a single drawing, so it's kind of a there's kind of an upside and a downside to it. Let me look at the chat here. And Marky Mark, yeah, Itchy and Scratchy is a good comparison. Though, well, Itchy and Scratchy were, I guess, you know, kind of cutesy designs. These animals are, like, really cutesy. Like, you know, you can see these both have hearts for noses. Alright, let me go ahead and start working on tracing over Flippy here. Flippy has, shall we say, flipped out. Yeah, Marky Mark, that's the general idea. Jammy Dog, I actually did draw his other arm. Both of his arms are behind his back here. He's he's got the axe held with both hands. He's gonna bring it over his head and go, sure. And I haven't drawn out his feet yet, but I'm gonna get to that. But yeah, normally he would have another arm right here, but his arm's actually behind him because he's holding the axe with both hands. Oh, and Mark, I'm sorry. Thank you for the kind words. Sorry I didn't respond to that sooner. Thank you. Got his dog tags here. Alright, go ahead and draw his cute little feet, making their way towards Flippy's next victim. You know, it's funny, when I keep saying Flippy, I can't help but think of another animated antagonist character. The show Jimmy Neutron also had a character named Flippy. He was a ventriloquist dummy that basically got possessed and turned evil. No doubt, I'm sure, inspired by Slappy from the Goosebumps series. I never actually read that particular Goosebumps book. I read a lot of other Goosebumps books at one point. Like when I was in middle school, I went through a Goosebumps phase. I never read Night of the Living Dummy, but I did see the Goosebumps movie that came out several years ago that had Slappy as the villain, as voiced by Jack Black. But alright, I think that'll do. So yeah, what is it? Giggles? Giggles might not be giggling too much longer. But, you know, if this is how it ends, she may take some solace in beating the world record for ping pong paddling. Let me go ahead and add some sound effects there. Bap, 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 bap. There we go. Alright, let me add Gummy Dog's name here. This is number 4 in the series of Happy Tree Friends drawings I've done tonight. All for Gummy Dog. And I've enjoyed doing these drawings. I have fun with drawing other characters and kind of trying to replicate them as best as I can. They're obviously not going to look exactly like they're supposed to, but that kind of gives it my own personal stamp. Alright, I think that's good. So let me go ahead and bring up the full view here. You got Giggles the Chipmunk just walking along, merrily bapping her ping pong ball. And then you got Flippy the Bear here about to commit a crime, you could say. Oh, and I forgot to add some camouflage texture or pattern to his shirt. Alright, there we go. Alright, so Mark, do you have a request for me tonight? Doesn't have to be anything super grand and epic like you requested a couple weeks ago. It can just be something super simple like I've been doing with these Happy Tree Friends characters. But if you have a request for me, feel free to drop it in the chat. And Gummy Dog, I'm glad you like it. I'm sure they'll look even better in color. If you're on Facebook or Instagram and you want to see the colorized drawings, let me go ahead and bring up the slideshow I have on my splash screen here, where I have my colorized drawings from last week. You know what, Mark? Someone else asked me that same exact question on my stream I did several weeks ago. I could go ahead and answer the question again, though. My favorite Pokemon. You know what? I like Mr. Mime. Let me go ahead and look Mr. Mime up. Alright, there we go. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and... Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and draw my favorite, at the moment, Pokemon, Mr. Mime. Of course, now when I think of Mr. Mime, all I can think of is that really funny scene in Detective Pikachu. Alright. Yeah, Mark, I really liked it too. Definitely gave me some nostalgia for when I was really into Pokemon when it first came out. That first animated series that came out back in the late 90s was one I watched like religiously. Like it was, I think my dad and I had uh, we had kind of a, you know, what is it, a routine, a ritual, something where we would always tune in to watch it at Channel 10, 4 p.m. right after school. So yeah, I do have a lot of nostalgia for that early era of Pokemon. You also got the the first Pokemon soundtrack CD that came out that had the Poke Rap. But yeah, good memories there. Mark, yeah. Yeah, I like Ryan Reynolds too. And that was definitely him doing a much friendly, obviously a much more family-friendly performance than Deadpool, clearly. But yeah, he was still funny in that. Okay, let me see here. All right. Oop. All right, that's I think that's a first for this show. I don't think I've ever done that before. All right, just make sure it's still on the camera and you can see it. That is an important part of this. I could just keep drawing and not realize that the drawing is completely off camera. That would not be great. But all right, I think I basically got the design done. Let me go ahead and start tracing her over. You know, I would part of me wants to try, instead of saying anything, I should just, mime out all the stuff that I would be saying, but without actually saying it, to go with the Pokemon that I'm drawing. But that might be a little more ambitious than I want to go for. Because, I mean, I already have one hand already busy drawing this or tracing over this, so I would have to try and mime everything with only one hand, and that, yeah, it might be a little hard. Alrighty. Alright. Got the arm. Got his hand here. I remember drawing my own version of my own line of kind of like it was sort of like a parallel universe version of Pokemon. It was or I guess it was a Pokemon knockoff. It was called Nasty Monsters. Ended up drawing like a whole series of them, like 10 or 15 of them. I don't think the drawing. I think I've lost the drawing. I think I lost it years ago, but that was something I remember doing when I was younger. Was drawing my own Pokemon. Alright, let me go ahead and get Mr. Mime's face. Marky Mark, that's a very good comparison. Yeah, pretty much. The funny thing is, I don't even think I knew what I don't even think I knew about Garbage Pail Kids at the time. But that is exactly what it was. It was a total gross alternative to the real thing. Granted, I guess Garbage Pail Kids was a little before my time. That was like 80s. So I think I kind of missed that fad. It looks like it has gotten a resurgence recently, though. Like there's like they have a new revamped line of Garbage Pail Kids. I've seen the ads on Facebook. Like R.L. Stein of Goosebumps. It's funny. I'm bringing up Goosebumps again. I brought it up a little while ago. Has his from what I understand, R.L. Stein is doing a series of books based on Garbage Pail Kids. So that's pretty neat. You kind of got 80s nostalgia and 90s nostalgia combined there. Alright, I think that'll pretty much do it for Mr. Mime here. So let me go ahead and write out your name here, Mark. Your your Twitch name, that is. For Murky Merkwa on Twitch. 6/30/21. My initials, AB. And if I press this button, I'll be able to bring up the full view. There we go. Alright, so there you go. There's Mr. Mime. My current favorite Pokemon, it'll probably be something different in 5 minutes, but for the time being, this is my favorite Pokemon. There's a lot to choose from. It's really hard to make a decision and stick with it. But yeah, there we go. Alright, so do you got another request, Mark? I still got a little time left. Usually I tend to quit around 9 o'clock. Still got, looks like 38 minutes to go. Or I could also just end the stream here. I wouldn't mind that either. Got a pretty decent stack of drawings stacked up. Oh, Mark, yeah, that was, I wish I had known that I was gonna be on camera because I would have shaved and looked a little more presentable. Because man, looking at myself on the video chat, I looked really odd. I don't. There's a reason I shave on a daily basis. I don't like the facial hair. But thank you. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I definitely tired myself out a bit by doing all those big moves and yeah, but that was a blast. And Sanctuary Live in general was a blast. Dad and I were just talking about it this morning about how cool it was. Alright, I think I'll probably call it a night. How many drawings do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I got 8 drawings, so that's a pretty good roundup for the night. So I'll go ahead and just end the stream here. But first, of course, let me do a recap of all those drawings, as I typically do. Let me bring up the full screen view so you can all see them all a bit better. Alright, so starting off, I drew a water taxi based on my parents' recent trip to San Francisco. Marky Mark Wah in the chat was also on that trip. Well, he wasn't. He was in San Francisco with my parents. This is a water taxi with eyes in a mouth. I'm working on a kid's book starring a water taxi that goes on an adventure in the big city. So this is roughly what he looks like. Got the propeller and got the eyes in the windows. Pretty similar to Pixar's Cars, I'll admit. And then I drew a squirrel, or no, not a squirrel, a beaver eating a cone of ice cream, or licking an ice cream cone. Pretty basic, but this was me trying to draw this in 5 minutes or less. It's a challenge I've kind of tried starting doing. And there we go. So yeah, squirrel eating. It's not a squirrel. It's not a squirrel. It's a beaver. It's a beaver. Beavers and squirrels are very different things. Scoop Dog on YouTube requested a knight riding a flamingo. I added the fire breath. That was my own personal addition. But yeah, that's not something you see every day. A fire-breathing flamingo or a knight riding a flamingo. Like I said, there was at least one country back in the medieval age where they rode flamingos instead of horses. And points for uniqueness. Alright, and then we had the lineup of Happy Tree Friends drawings. First off, we have Petunia the skunk, who's about to get offed by a giant spiked ball on a chain. Brutal. I don't actually show it happening because I want to try and keep this somewhat family friendly. So, but yeah, it's implied. You can kind of imagine in your head what's gonna happen next. And next up on the Happy Tree Friends marathon, we have Lumpy the Moose, who's just kind of sitting there oblivious as a crocodile with a dynamite-timed bomb strapped to its chest, is lunging at him, about to attack him, and that bomb might go off at the exact same time. So it could get messy, but once again, just leaving it to the imagination exactly what happens. This is this is like seconds before the big thing happens. You can just kind of draw your own conclusion. Heck, you could even imagine that the crocodile suddenly gets hit by a giant boulder and the bomb was a dud, so Lumpy just comes out completely unscathed. You never know. Alright, next Happy Tree Friends character, we got Cuddles the bunny holding a bomb and screaming his lungs out. Not really much else to say. It's pretty self-explanatory, although I do realize now that I forgot to add the little dotted eyes on his bunny slippers, which, again, I love that he's wearing bunny slippers. Oh, I also forgot to draw that line there. Very minor detail, but, yeah. And I think this is the last one in the Happy Tree Friends series. Have Giggles the Chipmunk playing with her ping pong paddle as she just kind of merrily walks along. And Flippy the Army Bear is about to use a big ol' axe. And again, just come to draw your own conclusion. I'm not going to say exactly what happens next. It might be completely innocent and harmless. I doubt it. It could also be incredibly brutal, but you know what? Come to your own conclusion. And I think that brings us to the last drawing of the night. Mr. Mime, who I, for the time being, consider my favorite Pokemon. Marky Mark Wah asked what my favorite Pokemon was, and so just being put on the spot, I just said Mr. Mime, so that's who I drew. Not much else to say, it's Mr. Mime. Again, I it would be cool if I tried to, it seemed like it would be cool if I tried to mime everything I was saying, mime my commentary while drawing, but I only have one hand that I could work with because my other hand is busy holding the pencil and drawing, so it might be a little more difficult and too ambitious to be worth it. Oh yeah, Mark, I'm sure. But you know what? It looked like you were having an absolute blast, and that's what matters most. I'm going to go ahead and look for a raid target here if you're watching on Twitch. For the last couple weeks, I've raided Meg Animation. She's an animation artist who works in the animation industry. She's pretty cool from what I've seen, so I'm going to go ahead and raid her again this week. And I don't really have much else to say, so have a great night, everyone. Thanks for watching and tuning in, and have a great night. Take care.